This week on 49ers Cal High Sports Report presented by U.S. Bank, championship games and huge playoff games this week. We'll have the CCS Open Division final games for both baseball and softball, and NCS playoff action with Brett Hansen and his Foothill team taking on College Park.
Softball action includes Granada and California, NorCal Volleyball with Amador Valley and Harker, and the highlights from our 15th annual End of the Season Awards Banquet. Watch the stars come out for the big event. It's all next on 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports Report presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We start tonight in the CCS where the baseball season came to a close this week. First up, it's a semifinal game in the Division I bracket.
The Piedmont Hills Pirates continue their remarkable season as the second seed. The Pirates taking on 11th-seeded Los Altos. The Eagles looking to be the Cinderella team, meeting the Pirates in the semifinal game Tuesday afternoon. The Santa Teresa Division champion Piedmont Hills Pirates taking the field against Los Altos. The Eagles up 1-0 when Aaron Parker sends this one to right, but a nice leaping catch by Jacob Soto to end the inning. The Pirates looking to get something going in the second, but a nice play at short by Colin Homan up the middle and a fine throw at first for the out. But the hit parade starts for the Eagles in the third. Bases loaded for Keenan Hanley, who rips it deep to right center, all the way to the fence. Zach Fuchs scores, and here comes Homan, 5-0 Eagles. Still in the third, Simon Heck takes this one to the gap. Scoring is Keenan Hanley, 6-0 Eagles after 3. More Los Altos in the fourth, and again it's Homan having himself a big game as Homan gets all of this one. A blast to left center, scoring is Alex Rilfs and Zach Fuchs, 8-0 Eagles. So in the fourth, Aaron Parker gets into the act, a solid single to left. Homan scores. Meantime, Ryan Baum had a great game on the mound, pitching a one-hitter and getting a nice play here from his D as Parker throws to Rilfs, who makes a tricky tag to get the out, and Los Altos advances to the final game to play the winner of Bellarmine and Carlmont. Highlights of that one coming up.
First round action of the NCS D1 playoffs, Acalanes hosting San Ramon Valley, and we had ourselves a pitcher's duel early on. Nick Kreshnak starting on the mound for the Dons, and he strikes out the batter in the first to put his team in the dugout. But San Ramon Valley had Connor Lynchy doing the same thing, rolling through the lineup. And we're going to take it to the third inning now where the Wolves get the ball rolling. Clay Facto with a drive down the left field line. He'll come in sliding safely for the triple, and I'm telling you, it's got to be the hair, right? Very next batter, Michael O'Hara with a rope back up the middle. That bounces off the pitcher, giving Facto the opportunity to score the first run of the game. Then Acalanes up to bat, a rope to the right side, and a diving pick by DK Dylan Knight ends the inning. Top five, Brian Spears given some insurance with a piercing shot to the left side, and that's through to bring home Michael Winokur, and SRV leads it 3-0. A few batters later, Nick Hyman with a chopper to third. That makes an unexpected bounce off the bag and brings around Spears, and the Wolves are rolling. But this one was Lynchy's game. He went the distance, shutting out the Dons, while sitting down an impressive 9 batters in the game to secure the NCS playoff victory for the Wolves, and they advance to the quarterfinal round with the 6-0 victory.
Granada's Angel Duffy showing us how to throw before the Matadors take on the California Grizzlies. We skip to the second, 4-2 Cal. Jessica Marty up for the mats, a wild pitch, and Tatum Hayes gets down and dirty as she crosses the plate. Marty still at the plate and sending a liner to left field. That allows Duffy to score, and Granada takes a 5-4 lead, but we were far from done. Cal at the plate, the ball gets away, and racing home is Jazzy Contreras with a face full of dirt. That was Jazzy, 5-all. Sydney Frankenberger here now, and Sydney crushes it through the middle, allowing Olivia Silvestri to score, and the Grizzlies take back a 6-5 lead. Into the sixth inning, now 9-5 Cal. Gabby Toby smokes it to the left field fence, and Frankenberger touches home to give Cal some more insurance. Up next is Alexis Burt. She sends it deep to center field. Maddie Calcano would bring in the last run of the game for the Grizzlies, and it was 11-5, but Granada gets a rally going in the seventh. Shea Mott steps up to the plate and hits a grounder to advance the runner to the third. Emma Duckworth scores, but just not enough as the California Grizzlies advance with an 11-10 final. Burt with a big game, going 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs.
Time for NorCal volleyball action with 1-seeded Amador Valley taking on 4th-seeded Aptos. Starting things off in the third set, the match tied at a set apiece. Jacob Kim with a backward set to Tyler Briggs, and watch Briggs get up high for the kill. Amador would run away with the set. Jacob Kim this time to Colton Brooks. Amador wins set 3 by 12. But Aptos would rally back in the fourth. We're tied at 20. Michael Spinelli finds Casey Losick behind him, and Aptos has the 1-point advantage. Going to set point in the serve from Bryce Edwards is perfect. We're going to a set 5. Hold on to your seats because this was a crazy one. Tied at 7, Noah Eatson and Hayden Menny put at the double block. Eatson would be the one to knock it down for the lead. But later on, we're tied at 13, and Jacob Kim's serve hits the line, which brought up match point, but there would be 9 match points. Spinelli over to Kim to bring up match point for the Mariners, but Amador wins the next, so we play on. Tied at 19, Jacob Kim to Brooks, and he buries it in the corner, but next point would be Aptos's, so now we're tied at 21. Quick set from Jacob to Will Sadler to make it 22-21 Amador. Another match point coming up. The set and kill attempt from the Mariners, but the shot is wide, and Amador wins the thrilling 5-set match to advance to the NorCal Championship. We have highlights from that game against Herker later on.
Each week, the Rikus Center presents the Player of the Week award.
The announcement made in a wrap, produced by the Hip Hop Department at the Rikus Center. Here are this week's Players of the Week.
Coming to you live from the Rikus Center. It's Big Murph. Big Murph. And these are your Players of the Week. A madman on the mound, it's Ulai Iverson, breezing through hitters as he fools and retires them. He put on a performance that was unforgettable. With 18 strikeouts, dude was unhittable. For the Berkeley Yellow Jackets, he was buzzing the fastball, leaving hitters flailing at the plate like a rag doll. We can dish out the praise cause he's certainly earning it, igniting his team to be the champs of the tournament. For this next player, baseball ain't a new sport. It's more like a way of life for Luke Short. Getting it while the getting is good like Too Short. He could have been confused for a Yankee from New York. The way he's been pitching, totally professional. A 7-inning shutout, totally exceptional. That's a complete game for the junior from Los Gatos as they bested their heated opponents from Palo Alto. Cal High Players of the Week. Rikus Center brings the heat.
Stanford Healthcare brings us great information on sports-related injuries every week.
Here's the 49ers head team physician, Dr. Tim McAdams, with this week's tip.
Overhead throwing places enormous stress to the shoulder, and this can result in overuse injury. The rotator cuff is a group of muscles in the front, top, and back of the shoulder, covered by a bursal lining. Rotator cuff tendonitis, or bursitis, is inflammation of this area of the shoulder. Another area that can be strained is the capsule and labrum, the soft tissue structures surrounding the ball and socket of the shoulder joint. Prevention of overuse injuries in the shoulder is best done by a stretching and strengthening program of the shoulder, upper back, and core muscles, as well as posterior capsular stretching. Pitch count guidelines have been developed for baseball, and modifications can be applied to any throwing sport. If you are a throwing athlete, discuss these prevention programs with your athletic trainer to avoid overuse injury and prolonged periods of missed time from your sport.
Coming up, our first Block Construction NCS Blockbuster game, the Open Division softball title on the line.
And the other CCS Division I baseball semifinal game with Bellarmine taking on Carlmont as 49ers Cal High Sports Report continues. But first, here's our World Games Top 10 softball poll.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from U.S. Bank could help make it possible. And a dedicated financial partner will be with you every step of the way. See about pre-qualifying today. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
At Stanford Healthcare, we can now repair complex aortic aneurysms without invasive surgery. If we can do that, imagine what we can do for varicose veins. And if we can precisely treat eye cancer with minimal damage to the rest of the eye, imagine what we can do for glaucoma, even cataracts. If we can use DNA to diagnose the rarest of diseases, imagine what we can do for the conditions that affect us all. Imagine what we can do for you.
here at Powell Stadium on Saturday afternoon for the CCS Open Division Championship game between two West Catholic League foes, the St. Francis Lancers and the Mitty Monarchs. Now, the 8th-seeded Monarchs getting to today's game with a surprising first-round win against the number 1 seed Carlmont, and then went on to win the game against St. Ignatius in the semis. The Lancers with 2 big wins against Valley Christian and Watsonville to get to the championship today. St. Francis is led by junior shortstop and power hitter Hannah DeMore, hitting .380 with 19 RBIs. On the mound for Mitty will be junior pitcher Hannah Edwards with 7 wins on the season, also hitting over .400 with 24 RBIs. Will St. Francis capture their first ever CCS title in school history, or will the Monarchs upset the Lancers for the 2nd year in a row? We'll find out in our CCS Block Construction Blockbuster game.
The Lancers get a rally going in the bottom of the first. Senior Sarah Stevens gets a slap infield hit. Next up, Haley Pram hits a hard grounder through the left side to put Stevens in scoring position. Monet Guido keeps it going as she lines it through the middle to load the bases. And with 2 outs, runners are moving on the swing. Sophia Roth skies one to shallow left. It drops in. Stevens scores. Pram races in, and she is safe. The Lancers take a 2-run lead. Second inning designated player for Mitty, Savannah Smith, ropes one over the right fielder all the way to the wall for the stand-up double. But the Lancers take care of business. Shortstop Hannah DeMore goes back on the ball, making the tough grab to end the inning. Lancers keep chipping away at the plate. Lindsay Allard hits a grounder that gets through the infield. Next up, Stevens lines one to left for the base hit to put a runner at third. Jordan Schuring comes up and smacks it up the middle. Allard scores, but Mitty picks off a runner to get out of the inning. 4th inning, Mitty gets on the board as Alyssa Valdez hits a blooper to right field for the base hit RBI. Lancers up 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Bucci Delfino leads the inning off with a solid base hit through the left side. DeMore comes up to bat and drives one to the opposite field, allowing Delfino to score from second. Now it's Stevens getting her 3rd hit of the game. She hits it past the left fielder, scoring DeMore. Lancers enter the 7th inning with a 5-1 lead. Down to the last out, the ball is popped up. Catcher Natalie Blanc is there for the catch. The Lancers rush the field as they capture their first ever CCS title in school history. 5-1 the final score over the Monarchs. Senior Sarah Stevens tells us how it feels after the big win.
This is amazing. Just working hard all year for this. I can't think of a better way to end it with all of my teammates. Definitely our energy way higher than it was last year. We wanted to win, and we did it. So I'm so proud of my team. They're supporting me the whole way.
In San Jose with our blockbuster game, I'm Kiara Biagini, 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
The Carlmont Scots taking the field as they take on Bellarmine in the CCS D1 semifinal. The Bells load the bases in the first, but Carlmont goes Mitchell Plain to Will Cleaves to Aaron Hoke. It's a double play to get out of the inning. Carlmont looking to carry that momentum into the second. David Bedrosian sends a rocket to left center. One hop off the wall for a double, but he would not score. Wes Harper was dominant on the mound for the Bells from that point on, getting the batter to chase for the strikeout, but not to be outdone was Lucas Balot, as he also gets the batter to chase for strike 3. No score after 4. Carlmont with runners at the corners in the 5th, but Harper induces the grounder to Connor Henriquez, who underhands it to Matt Cow at second to get out of the jam. Bellarmine loads the bases again in the bottom half, but the Scots continue to play fine D as Grant Norman gets the grounder and fires to Hoke at first to keep the game scoreless. Bellarmine gets a runner on in the 7th for Kyle Rauscher, who smacks it through the infield. That's a base hit. Next batter is Matt Cow, who does the job for the Bells, laying down a great sac bunt to put runners in scoring position at second and third with 1 out. Here's the big play. Matthew Ing wraps it to short. Jason Pinelli goes on contact. He slides in. He is safe at the plate as the ball gets away, and it's a walk-off win for the Bellarmine Bells. They go on to play Los Altos in the final game. Highlights of that one later in the show. The Oakland A's and U.S. Bank bring us the Coach of the Week award every week. This week's Coach of the Week is Oakland Tech head coach Brian Bassett. The Bulldogs won the Trans-Bay Series last week. Coach Bassett and the Bulldogs will now receive tickets to an upcoming Oakland A's game.
You can get tickets to see the A's play Kansas City on June 9th and receive a free 50th anniversary Kelly Green replica cap. Coming up, CCS Division II semifinal action with Mitty and St. Francis.
And we'll let you into our exclusive end-of-the-season awards banquet. We'll hear from some of the stars of the show next. But first, here's a tip from one of the sports offered at the Silver Creek Sportsplex.
Hi, I'm Coach Allie, and I want to talk to you about a different sport at the Silver Creek Sportsplex, basketball. Every coach loves a player who gets on the floor for loose balls. Possessions are valuable. They give your team another opportunity to score. Be the player that gets after and gets every loose ball. Coaches love players that go for 50-50 balls.
For almost 50 years, Block Construction has been enhancing the Greater Bay Area and Central Coast, transforming the Northern California landscape, building corporate offices, schools, health and wellness centers, research labs, historic and non-profit buildings, using innovative and sustainable techniques, delivering safety and quality, creating trusting lifelong partnerships. Block Construction, building futures since 1970.
It's DeForest Buckner here, inviting you to the 49ers Foundation's picnic on the field, Saturday, June 16th at Levi Stadium. This family-friendly event will feature the Niners-style summer barbecue, games, live music, and best of all, kids under 12 are free. Visit 49ers.com/picnic to get your tickets today.
The Rikus Center is well known as an elite athletic training facility, but you might not be aware of all the ways the center touches the lives of our community. In addition to athletic fitness, nature awareness, and creative arts, the Rikus Center offers a diverse community service program, allowing students to gain leadership and life skills, learning the responsibilities of a real work environment, from working with young children to helping veterans with archery. The community service program will teach students the demands of a professional environment while fulfilling their high school's community service requirements.
And you're watching 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Back at Levi Stadium and the NBC Sports Studio with a semifinal game from the CCS Division II bracket in baseball. This one featuring two West Catholic League teams, Mitty and St. Francis.
The teams meeting twice during the league season, splitting the two games, and neither game was close. This one was do or die, with the winner advancing to the title game.
Ricky Martinez and Nick York hugging it out as St. Francis battles Mitty for the third time this season. The Lancers get a runner on in the first, but Josh Seward gets the strikeout looking to end the inning. Second inning, and the Lancers get runners at first and second, but Mitty was playing great defense. Look at Connor Leverton laying out to make the catch in foul territory. Great play. Joey Schott was dealing on the mound for the Lancers, getting the called third strike to end the inning. Still no score through three. To the fourth, and the Lancers with a runner at first for Cooper Ford, who smacks it to right center. It's a double. Here comes the throw, but not in time as Cole Sperling slides in safely at home, giving the Lancers a 1-0 lead after four. Mitty looking to start a rally in the sixth, but the Lancers flashing some leather. Check out Sperling with the diving grab to end the top half of the inning. St. Francis adds on in the bottom half. Justin Torres hits one deep to center. That one falls as Michael Leahy comes in to score. The Lancers bring out the rally pig as they take a 2-0 lead after six. 2 on, 1 out for the Monarchs in the seventh, but Giancula Shin gets the big strikeout for the second out. Then Shin induces the grounder to Torres, who underhands it to Izzy Galindo at second for the final out, as the St. Francis Lancers win it to advance to the D2 final game, where the Lancers beat Soledad to win the title.
Each week, U.S. Bank brings us stories of athletes who are becoming future leaders.
And this week, the future leaders were at our 15th annual awards banquet, and it was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, a lot of great student athletes there, and our Kiara Biagini has the story.
Welcome to the 2018 49ers Cal High Sports Report Awards Banquet, held inside the beautiful Levi Stadium. It's time for the top athletes in the Bay Area to come together and celebrate their past year's achievements.
I'm so excited to be here tonight. It's such an honor to be amongst all these amazing people, and I am just so grateful for this opportunity.
I mean, it's a pretty awesome experience. I walked in the door and it was like, bang, like saw all these cool players, and this is definitely a great venue to be at Levi Stadium. It was a pretty awesome feeling.
I'm pretty excited. I haven't been to one of these before, so it's pretty pretty cool to be in this environment, seeing all the people we played against and meeting new faces.
It's just really nice, like, being surrounded by such good athletes and people just in general. Like, I know there are a lot of scholarships being handed out, which is so awesome to see, and like, I'm just so happy, like, to be around them and proud of them, even though I don't know them.
It's really exciting. It's a really cool experience coming here to the San Francisco 49ers Stadium and coming to meet many people at the nice formal occasion. I'm really enjoying it.
There's a Lexus photo area and delicious hors d'oeuvres being passed around. Shout out to the Valley Christian Student Band for gracing us with some smooth jazz. Many of these athletes are fierce rivals on the field, but tonight they come together to show respect and admiration for one another.
It's really exciting. It's sort of like what God wants us to see, even though we are enemies on the field, we are a family outside of that.
On the court is a lot different from off the court. On the court, you know, we're competitive and all that. Off the court, you know, we all cool with each other, all say hi to each other. We'll probably sit with each other too.
It's a cool feeling seeing guys I've played against and seen compete, watching at games. I've rooted against them multiple times, but it's a cool night to all get here together and just honor each other as athletes.
Over 400 of our closest friends in attendance. As our guests explore the United Club, it's time to catch up with our sponsors.
Well, I think it's a great cause. All of these athletes, student athletes that work hard and contribute not only to the team but to their communities. In our world, it'd be a no-brainer.
Too often kids aren't looking at a lifetime of sports. I think that's one of the things that Cal High does. It really sets up an example and a structure for these kids to thrive. And that's really what Stanford is also there as a partner to bring.
Seeing some of these families and single mothers and single dads that have kids that are great athletes, great desire, great passion to be somebody, but they didn't have all the stuff you need to get there. So when I saw that, it just turns your way to see Athlete of the Year, a volleyball player taller than me, and then you got young kids that are basketball stars, football stars, swimming. It's just so much diversity, it's awesome.
For the 15th year in a row, the Cal High Sports Award Banquet is yet again another huge success, a night that these student athletes will remember for the rest of their lives. So our guests are all settled in, so it's now time to take a seat, enjoy a delicious meal, and then it's time to start our award ceremony. For dinner, some filet mignon and shrimp, only the best for our hungry, growing student athletes. Tonight we honor our Players of the Year, Plays of the Week winners and hand out $27,000 in scholarship money, putting our total as a show over $500,000 donated to deserving student athletes. At Cal High, athletes are not only acknowledged for their successes on the field, but in the classroom and in their communities.
Cal High did a really great job of kind of showing the bridge between kind of two things you don't really associate with each other, which is volunteering and athletics. And I think it shows that, you know, those two things can go hand in hand. So I really want to thank Cal High for promoting that image of athletes.
On to the awards. Here to help us hand out our CCS Basketball Player of the Year award to Bellarmine's Kendall Stubblefield is Major League Hall of Famer Mr. October, Reggie Jackson.
Your skill sets will go away, your looks will go away. However, no one will ever be able to take an education from you. So please get your education.
Special guest DeForest Buckner, the Niners' starting defensive tackle, talked to us about his high school days.
You know, my junior year, I was actually leaning towards basketball, and my AAU coach had a couple of D1 coaches coming out to Vegas to, you know, come see me play, and I actually got hurt a week before. And, you know, your junior year is, you know, the most important year to get recruited for basketball. And so, you know, I kind of flipped the switch and decided to go with the football route. You know, thank God I went this route. It all worked out.
And on behalf of the athletes, our NCS Baseball Player of the Year, Brett Hansen, shared some inspiring words.
Using your talent to bless other people's lives, to build other people up, that's what's truly important. We've all been given gifts. It's what we do with our gifts is what makes us who we are. It's our obligation as athletes to try and influence others positively through sports. That's what Cal High Sports does for us. Cal High Sports brings people together and makes playing high school sports incredibly fun. I know it brings my teammates and my family together.
Everyone in attendance had an amazing evening. The athletes gathered together for one last picture, the seniors heading off to college next year, and hopefully the rest of the athletes will be back with us at next year's banquet.
$27,000 in scholarships were given out that night, along with plaques and swag. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a great night. Everybody all dressed up in their jackets and ties, and the girls in their dresses, and a lot of great talks. Brett Hansen was awesome. Reggie Jackson, so nice of him to be there. DeForest Buckner, it was really
very
nice.
Inspirational too.
Very inspirational. You know, with Ben Thornton and Jalen Thomas ending the show together.
Part, yeah.
Really nice. All right, One Hit Away brings us great advice on concussion prevention every week.
Here's Jill Baca with this week's tip.
One Hit Away Foundation promotes proper return to school protocol after concussion. Find out what your school or district has in place for return to school policy. Contact your counselor so they can be the liaison between your child and the teacher. Keep communication open as to progress. When ready, return to school gradually and modify class load if necessary. This will make the transition back to school more successful and less stressful. Brains take time to heal. One Hit Away understands your brain can change your game.
Coming up, it's the South County Chrysler Game of the Week. It's the CCS Open Division title game.
And more NCS baseball later on in the show with Brett Hansen and Foothill taking on College Park. In 2006, a small group of dedicated, experienced real estate top producers broke from the tradition of large-scale real estate mega companies. Our goal was to form an upscale boutique agency with an unprecedented knowledge of the local market and community. We are the best and the brightest, top producing agents in Silicon Valley, agreeing to collaborate to leverage our talents and ensure the success of every opportunity for our clients. And we give back with $500,000 a year, annually going out to 24 different organizations. Sereno Group, here for good.
Hi, I'm Lucy Wiedemeyer, longtime real estate broker, and I'm teamed up with Keith Andry, my favorite son-in-law. Many of you remember Charlie Wiedemeyer, my husband. We both support high school sports.
Hi, John Failer out of Saratoga and Santa Clara. I am very proud to support Northern California Bay Area high school sports.
There's a cross, Huson, Bucko! Bang! There's a shot!
49ers Cal High Sports Report is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Block Construction, together building greatness. By the Silver Creek Sportsplex, the Bay Area's premier sports and fitness destination. By the Rikes Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. And by DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer.
This season, South County Chrysler Jeep Ram Dodge brings us the Game of the Week. That means a reporter on scene, team interviews, and Game of the Week t-shirts. This week's Game of the Week is the final game in the CCS Open Division baseball bracket.
Right, this year the Open Division featured the top two teams in the West Catholic League, but the final game had only one of those teams, Valley Christian, taking on Los Gatos. It's our South County Chrysler Game of the Week. Aubrey was there.
The Valley Christian Warriors looking for their second straight CCS Open title facing Los Gatos. Top of the first, and Patrick Wicklander was dealing for the Warriors. He strikes out the side in the first. Bottom one now. Runners on first and second. Nick Marincons lays down the bunt, and it is perfect. Bases loaded for freshman Jonathan Simrot, and that one is deep enough to grab the RBI as Coleman Brigman crosses home. The Warriors would score another on an LG error. 2-0 Warriors after one. But in the top of the second, two runners in scoring position for Trevor Allen. The ground ball to the second baseman scores Thomas Moore to put the Cats on the board. It's 2-1 Warriors. Bottom four, Ryan Bellamini grounds this one through the left side to put runners on the corners for Dawson Brigman. And the deep fly ball is caught, but it's another sac fly as Simrot scores 3-1 Valley. The Warriors were threatening in the bottom of the fifth as well, but some stellar Los Gatos defense keeps this a two-run game. Alex Crawford with the awesome grab. Next inning, LG has a runner on second. Thomas Moore grounds it up the middle. A base hit, the runner looking to score from second, but the throw home, perfection. Coleman Brigman, the center fielder, gunning out the runner. A big play in this game because now top of the 7th. Crawford hits it past the diving shortstop to put runners on first and second. A base hit would load him up, but LG down to their last out, a ground ball to second, and the throw goes high. The Wildcats score twice to tie this ball game up. Warriors pitcher Steven Zobak would record all 3 outs in the 7th by strikeout as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Coleman Brigman now. The ground ball, he beats it out. The Warriors would go on to load the bases. Zobak up to bat, and he gets hit by the pitch. It's all over. Brigman scores the winning run, and the Warriors celebrate their second CCS Open title in 2 years as they dog pile on top of Zobak. Getting hit by that pitch couldn't hurt as much as being on the bottom of that dog pile. 4-3 was the final, and we caught up with the champions following the game.
Here with me tonight, the CCS Open Division champions, the Valley Christian Warriors. He had a very important hit, and he gunned out a runner at home. Coleman Brigman is our MVP. Let's see it. Coleman, you grabbed your second CCS championship. How does it feel?
It's amazing. I mean, just with this group of guys being able to pull it off two times is amazing. And just utmost respect for those guys over there. They're a great team, for sure.
And not only was it a CCS championship, it's an Open, the best of the best. What does that mean?
Exactly. It's amazing. It hasn't even really hit me yet that we got 2, but it's definitely an amazing feeling to bring it back to Valley Christian.
And we're going to talk to Patrick, the starting pitcher. Okay, so why is this team, your team, the last one standing?
We're the last one standing because we never give up. I mean, we fight till the very end, as you saw in the game today. We just never give up.
Never give up?
No.
Never. Okay, Ryan, now the season's over. Next season, it's a different team. What are you going to miss about this team here?
I'm going to miss just how we hang out outside of baseball. It's really something special how we have all the guys hanging out, and we're just one really good team.
You are a good team. You're CCS champion.
We are, you're right.
Yeah. These are the Valley Christian Warriors. Guys, take us out.
Lexus of Stevens Creek is honoring athletes who do great volunteer work in their community.
The 5 volunteer scholarship winners were honored at our awards banquet this week. Elise Kratzer, Bianca Greer, Shrey Vasavada, Jillian Takauchi, and Sohan Shirsagar, all looking good as they received their scholarship check. Sohan talking on behalf of all the winners.
In my opinion, high school is like really the perfect time to initiate this process of giving back to the community. And with awards like this, it really motivates kids to do this and like promotes it. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Coming up, it's a CCS Division III title game with the Kings Academy going for a title.
And more NorCal volleyball. This is 49ers Cal High Sports Report, the top high school sports show in the nation. The Kings Academy Knights looking for its first CCS title, taking on St. Francis of Watsonville. Top of the 2nd, runner on first for Matt Wilson. He smacks it through the right side. Caleb Cheng goes diving into 3rd to put runners on the corners for Matt Johnson. And Johnson comes in clutch for the Knights, scoring Caleb Chung, giving TKA the 1-run lead. 2 batters later, Mario Casera up to bat when the ball gets by the catcher. Johnson crosses home to put the Knights up by 2. But St. Francis responding in the bottom of the inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Josiah Diaz grounds it up the middle. Both CJ Gomez and Brandon Mockler score to even it up. But the Knights would score 2 in the 3rd, and now in the top of the 4th, up by 3 with 2 runners in scoring position. Josh Chung sends a deep fly ball to right. Tyler Farnham races home to make it 6-2 Knights. Eric Peterson keeps it going to the grounder through the left side, plating Chris Bachignon. Then TKA would just bust it open the 4th, Farnham the jam shot, and he beats out the throw. Matt Wilson comes home to make it 11-2 Kings Academy, and here comes more. Steven Grizzle blasts the ball to the left side. It gets past the left fielder. 3 guys cross the plate for runs 12, 13, and 14. Up by 12 after 5 innings, the run rule would go into effect, and Kings Academy finishes its season in big faction as the CCS D3 champs.
It's the Harker Eagles meeting Amador Valley for the NorCal D2 title game Saturday night. We start off with the Dons. Luke McFall setting up Jacob Kim, and that's not coming back. Harker with an answer, Billy Fan to Charlie Mullen to Vance Hirota for the kill, and the Eagles take the first 25-17. All Harker in the second set. Brian Pinkston passes to Mullen with the back set to Jarrett. Anderson with the lefty rip. Eagles by 5 now. Anderson finds Mullen setting up Fan for the last point of the set, 25-19, and Harker has a 2-0 lead. Back come the Dons. Nolan Gill to Jacob to Colton Brooks, and he finds a hole in the D. The Dons with some great offense here. McFall connects with Jacob, setting it high for Justin Kim, and Amador wins the third. Back and forth to start the fourth. Gill, Jacob, McFall, bub, set, kill. Ham and eggs, baby. It's 7-6 Dons. Harker doesn't give up. Eagles back in the lead. Anderson with a good save to Mullen, setting up Fan, who sends a rocket over the net. But the Dons take the fourth. McFall to Jacob, linking with Brooks to smash it down. 27-25, and we go to the fifth. Brooks, Jacob, back to Brooks, and the Amador Valley Dons would take the final set 15-9. A thrilling comeback victory for the championship title in a nail-biter. A big game for Brooks, leading all scorers for the NorCal champs.
Synergy Environmental Solutions celebrate players who go all out for their team, just like Synergy goes all out for its customers.
Doing the dirty work this week is Nikolai Heffernan from Acalanes. Nikolai taking it off his head, and it eventually gets over the net for the Dons. That's using your head, Nikolai, and doing the dirty work, just like Synergy Environmental Solutions. Remember, you can buy the entire game from the games we showed tonight either on DVD or we'll send it to you digitally. Go to CalHighSportsBayArea.com to order.
Be sure to follow us on social media at 49ers Cal High on Twitter and Instagram. Scroll to our Facebook page and give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our YouTube page. We'll let you know when new videos are ready to watch.
South County Chrysler Jeep Ram Dodge cares about our Bay Area young people.
So every week they bring us tips on how our teens can drive more safely. Here's this week's safe driving tip.
Hi, I'm Andrew Meeker from Leland High School with this week's South County Chrysler safe driving tip. Always be aware of the traffic ahead, behind, and next to you, and have possible escape routes in mind. Stay at least one car length behind the car in front of you in slower speeds, and maintain a larger buffer zone with faster speeds. Some car insurance companies will even give you a discount if you take an approved defensive driving course to improve your driving skills.
Coming up, our second block construction blockbuster game. It's the CCS Division I title for baseball.
And Bishop O'Dowd takes on Northgate in softball. Those highlights next.
The difference between impossible and possible? It's a person who believes they can, saving toward their goal with a bank that believes they can too. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
The Rikus Center has long been a staple of the Bay Area sports community, offering flexible and adaptable training programs for all ages. Among their most advanced programs is Cornerstone, a training course that combines a group-style training session with one-on-one supervision to optimize the training of its most elite athletes. Beginning each session with a group-based training workout, Cornerstone offers the best of both worlds. Fluid dynamic sessions followed by routine, all the while being assisted by the center's certified coaches.
Hi, I'm Tom McGraw, and I have the privilege of serving as CEO of First National Bank of Northern California. It's also been a privilege to grow up and make my home in the beautiful Bay Area and play high school sports just like many of you. We're proud to support local businesses and homeowners, as well as the hardworking youth and student athletes in the Bay Area. Come in and meet us and see how community banking really makes a difference in building stronger neighborhoods. Come into a branch and say hi.
Where everybody knows your name.
Weston Richburg here, inviting you to the 49ers Foundation's picnic on the field Saturday, June 16th at Levi Stadium. This family-friendly event will feature a Niners-style summer barbecue, and best of all, kids under 12 are free. Visit 49ers.com/picnic to get your tickets today.
Back at Levi Stadium and the NBC Sports Studio with the Division I title game in CCS baseball. Earlier in the show, we showed you the two semifinal games with Carlmont battling Bellarmine and Los Altos meeting Piedmont Hills.
And it was Bellarmine and Los Altos in the final game played Friday night. It's our block construction blockbuster game, and Robert was there.
blockbuster game. Yeah.
Today's game features two teams that took very different paths to get here in the playoffs. The Los Altos Eagles have been hitting the ball like crazy. The Eagles scoring 26 runs in their 3 games in the playoffs, giving up just 3 runs. Bellarmine's been doing it with great defense and solid pitching. The Bells have scored just 6 runs in their 3 games, but they have yet to give up a run in the playoffs. The CCS Division I title on the line in tonight's CCS Block Construction Blockbuster game. The Bells with some early D. Runner at first. The bunt is missed. Catcher Mason Ain throws a strike to first to nail the runner. The Bells get 2 on in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded, and Wes Harper takes one for the team, forcing in Matthew Kao. The Bells got another on a bases-loaded walk, 2-0. But the Eagles get the runs back in the second. Simon Heck sends a screaming liner down the left field line. Simon was about to have a heck of a game, scoring as Zach Fuchs and Aaron Parker were tied at 2. Still in the second, runner at third, 1 on for Kobe Dougherty, and doggone it, he does a job, lifting a fly ball deep enough to score Keenan Hanley, 3-2 Eagles. Same score in the fourth. Dougherty lays down a perfect suicide squeeze bunt. Let the big dog hunt. Dougherty doing good work for the Eagles, now with a 4-2 lead. Bellarmine looking for more, but good work being done at the hot corner as Aaron Parker snags the liner there. Bottom 5, and the Bells inch closer. Wes Harper shoots it through the hole into left field. Scoring with 2 outs from second is Connor Henriquez. Hits 4-3. The Eagles get some insurance in the 6th. Again, it's Heck sending a blast to left center, just crushing it all the way to the wall. Scoring Colin Homan, but a nice relay, and the Bells nail the second runner at the plate. Meantime, after a rocky start, Alex Rells was outstanding on the mound for the Eagles, going 6 full innings with 3 strikeouts. And Rells got some defensive help. This is Ryan Bauman right with a nice sliding catch. 5-3, bottom 7, 2 outs, and this will do it. Baum on in relief, gets the grounder, tosses to Rells at first, and the Los Altos Eagles, the 11th seed, beat the top seed, especially sweet. After losing in this title game a year ago, Heck 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs.
And we just worked our butts off in practice, and we just had kind of a dedication to us that we wanted this. We had come out last year. We did not have the best appearance last year in the finals, and this year we wanted it, and so we just came out and we got it.
The Northgate Broncos gigging before their game against the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons. We start off with an amazing Bishop O'Dowd play. Bases loaded. Nicole Hammond. She sends a blast to left, and that's a grand salami, folks. Bottom of the second now, 4-0 BOD. Frankie Hammond hits it deep to center, but check out this amazing catch by Northgate's Hannah Brockovich, who robs a home run. The Dragons still score on the play, though, and in the third, Brockovich up for the Broncos, a grounder up the middle, allowing Olivia lead across the plate, 5-1 O'Dowd. The Dragons get a rally going in the top of the fourth. Nicole hits a slow chopper to third. Lizzie Avery breaks home, and it beats the throw, sliding in safe. And next up is Michael Gonzalez crushing it to center. Frankie and Marissa Petty would arrive home, giving the Dragons the 8-1 lead. Then it's Jayla Daly up to bat. She sends it back up the middle, allowing Nicole to score to give Bishop O'Dowd some more insurance. Top of the fifth, Brockovich smokes it to left, and that was almost a homer. It still scores Olivia, but it's just not enough as Bishop O'Dowd takes this one with a 9-2 final to advance to the NCSD 2 quarterfinals.
The Harker School honors athletes who perform well in the classroom every week.
This week's scholar athlete is Josh Seward from Archbishop Mitty. Josh is stellar on the mound for the Monarchs and in the classroom with a 3.9 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School. This week, Harker congratulates its graduation class of 2018 as it heads off to summer. Academics and athletes alike gathered yearbooks and enjoyed the last few days together on the senior trip before saying goodbye to Harker this past week. As the graduates turn their faces to the future, Harker faculty and staff from preschool to the upper school say, fair winds, class of 2018. At Harker, preschool through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org. Once again this season, Adobe brings us great advice on how to use their software to make highlight reels and team videos.
Here's this week's Adobe tip.
Once you have a graphics format you like, you can save that format to the cloud. There, other people in your group can access these templates and use them in their projects. You can place a new folder to house the graphics in the Essential Graphics box, which lives in the cloud. Then whenever anyone wants to access these in your community, just log in and drag and drop the graphic on your timeline and change it to match your project. It's a new way to use Adobe products to make your team video or highlight reel better than all the rest. Coming up, NCS baseball playoff action with College Park and Foothill.
But first, here's the World Games Top 10 baseball poll. 49ers Cal High Sports Report is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By South County Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Drive a little, save a lot. By Club Sport at the Sportsplex. Live healthy. And by the Sereno Group. Here for good.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Pizzine in Palo Alto, and I'm a proud supporter of Bay Area high school sports.
Hi, my name's Ed Graziani from Los Altos. I'm proud to support high school athletics on the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
Coaches and captains meeting at home plate as Foothill hosts College Park in the NCS D1 quarters. Brett Hansen was dominant for the Falcons all day long as he gets one of his 6 Ks in the top half of the first. To the bottom half, and Corey Steinhauer gets all of this one deep to right field and over the fence into the portables. A solo home run for Steinhauer, and it's 1-0 Falcons. Bases loaded here for the Falcons in the third, and Jeremy Leah takes ball 4, and that allows Owen Camp to score. Foothill would score one more on another bases loaded walk to make it 3-0 Falcons. But College Park gets out of it with a Jared Hendrick, Nathan Nicosia, Logan Gowdy double play to end the inning. Foothill adds one more in the fourth. Steinhauer crushes this one to right for a base hit as Ryan Semplinger comes in to score 4-0 Falcons. Brett Hansen keeping it going with a line drive off the glove and into the outfield grass. That allows Sam Nowitzki and Steinhauer to score 6-0 Foothill Falcons. And still in the fourth, Jake Simmons skies to shallow center. That one drops as Leia races around to score, and Foothill cruises to a 7-0 victory to advance to the NCS D1 semifinals. They'll meet Freedom next Tuesday.
The James Logan Colts grooving before they take on the Alhambra Bulldogs. First round NCS D1 playoffs. First inning, Colts leadoff batter Olivia Cesaris crushes it to the fence. She's pretty happy about that. It's a stand-up double. Next, it's Lacey Sandoval sending this outside pitch to shallow right. The catch is made, but the throw home gets away, allowing Cesaris to score for the first run of the game. Alhambra gets a runner on in the second. Isabella Emmering hits a grounder through the left side, but James Logan holds their ground. Tavana Salazar fields the grounder, steps on second, throws to first. That's a double play. Still second inning, Hannah Rubicalba hits a shot through the infield, scoring Jessica Nunez to tie it up at 1-1. Cesaris leads off the third for the Colts with a base knock to right. She later scores on an error. Aaliyah Yates now up, and she gets all of this one, hitting a shot off the top of the fence. Lacey scores. It's 3-1 Colts. Now it's Salazar sending it back up the middle. 2-run score to give James Logan a 5-1 lead. Fourth inning, it's Cesaris again, crushing it to the right center field gap all the way to third for her third hit of the game. And next up, Sandoval drops down the squeeze bunt. Cesaris slides in safe for the 5-run lead. Sandoval with the RBI. Retiring head coach Terry Johnson having a moment with her team before the last out after 31 years as head coach for the Colts. Her last home game is a win. The Hillsville baseball team had a great season, finishing tied for second in the very tough Peninsula Bay Division.
The Knights meeting with Strawberry from 99.7 now at the Rica Center to chat about it.
We're at the Rica Center in Menlo Park, the premier training facility on the peninsula where goals are achieved. Wrapping up an incredible season, I am with the Hillsdale Knight baseball team right now. So this is Jackson, saying this was an incredible season doesn't do it justice, especially compared to last season's record.
Well, last year, I mean, we kind of just struggled to find some leadership, and, you know, we stuck with the same thing all season. We didn't really change approaches at the plate. Our pitching staff really didn't progress, but this year we were older and we had more experienced guys, so we stuck through the season, changed our approaches, and that really helped us.
Okay, so a couple of those victories that Hillsdale had this season was against Terra Nova. You guys swept Terra Nova all season, right? Yep. Okay, first off, that's awesome. Secondly, you were behind the plate in the Terra Nova no-hitter. Walk me through that one.
You know, our guy Thomas that day was really just showing, throwing his stuff really well. His pitches were working, and they just really couldn't touch him at all.
What point, what inning does it start sinking in, we can't mess this up, we got a no-hitter going? Does that even register yet?
Well, really, right in warm-ups, you feel like his stuff's really working, and it's going to be a good day, but really, I think fourth or fifth inning, you start feeling it.
Okay, so we had a no-hitter. We had several walk-offs. My man Will right here, you were responsible for 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
What's going through your guys' mind when, hey, it's do or die, you're never giving up, boom, all of a sudden you win?
I mean, we're a really resilient team, so we never give up, even in those down situations. And,
1 through 9, all of us can really do it. It just happened to land on me and Drew and some of the other people. So just change our approaches, try and put the ball in play and make good things happen. And it ended up being a good day.
That's what I like to hear. All right, the Knights of Hillsdale High, best of luck to your next season. My name is Strawberry from 99.7 Now. Boys, take it away.
That's on me, that's on 3. 1, 2, 3.
DGDG.com presents the Be Happy Play each week. This was a play in a game this week that made everybody happy. This week's Be Happy Play goes to the Bellarmine Bells. With the winning run at third, a ground ball by Mason Ing, the play at the plate, and Matthew Pinelli scores to win it for Bellarmine. The Bells move on to the final game, and they were happy about it. Go to DGDG.com to find out how you can be a happy car buyer.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion Play of the Week. It might be this play, but maybe not.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Rikus Center.
Hey, I'm Coach Juan Pablo Ricciardo. Today's training tip is hurdle hops. This is an exercise we use to teach our athletes proper landing mechanics. It's very important for our athletes to be able to decelerate and stabilize the joints every time they land. Okay, so Mark's going to start standing on his right leg. From here, he's going to hop over, land softly, and pause. The goal is to have soft knees with your hips back, good athletic position. He's going to hold for 2 seconds and repeat. And then he's going to stand up, turn around, do the other side. Here we go.
The winner of the Service by Medallion Play of the Week gets a hat, a backpack, and bragging rights since our banquet is now done.
No more tickets.
Yep.
Yep. We'll show you some really good contenders and then award this week's Play of the Week.
Play of the Week.
Cole Sperling from St. Francis makes a nice sliding grab there. Alex Crawford from LG making this diving catch from his stomach. Middy's Connor Leverton lays out to make that catch in foul territory. Then it's Dylan Knight from San Ramon Valley. What a grab! Los Altos was the D1 champions. Watch this amazing behind the back tag to get the out by Alex Relfs. Oh my gosh, what could beat that? Hannah Brockovich from Northgate robbing the home run. Let's watch it again. Brockovich, this week's Play of the Week winner.
That's the Play of the Week, and that's our 49ers Cal High Sports Report for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Be sure to join us next week for our season-ending award show with NCS final games, our end-of-the-season wrap, and lots more. We'll see you then.